gag me, take me to the bunny ranch. People dying, kill me in the packing house.
Hey! Hi, this is Mr. Devin Sawa, your famous host. No, I'm just kidding. I'm Joe Biden. No, I'm just kidding again. No, it's Macaulay Culkin. How you guys doing? So we're doing another special episode of the Bunny Ears podcast. Yeah, Bunny Ears, just B. So we actually don't know what we're doing. I mean, we do know what we're doing. So before he talks, you can hear him breathe right there. This is Shawn DePasquale. Say hello again.
Hello again.
Yes, he's been a friend of the show and
Yes.
a friend of the website and everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So here he is.
I'm an employee.
Yes. You are certainly employed. And we realized that we're way behind on podcasts.
Yeah.
Way behind.
Yep. We were supposed to come back a while ago, but
we were
we're back
talking about around Christmas.
Yep. Merry Christmas, everyone.
What are we in February?
Third week of February.
Yeah, we're in
most
like
likely.
February right now. So we're running behind, and we didn't book a guest. So Shawn was like, "Let's just do this shit."
Yeah, well, let's do the third episode of the first season, if you will, was a Q&A episode. So I figured, we've given 2 episodes to the audience so far with not really much fanfare, just kind of, hey, we're back and here's some interviews.
Nobody cared.
No fanfare from us, really, because you don't really talk much to the audience on those, and we kind of just hit the ground running. So we figured this was a good moment to slow down and do a Q&A. So we put out to Twitter.
Now is a good time to slow down.
We're back for 2.
Get 2 podcasts up, and then
we did.
You know what, Mack? Cool it. Slow down.
Yeah. We don't want to overexert you.
Yeah, I know. I'm fucking tired.
So we figured you tweeted out. You asked people for questions. So I'm going to read some of the questions we got from Twitter, and you're going to answer them.
I'm going to. I'm going to answer some Twitter questions that are curated by Mr. Shawn DePasquale, who, if you guys don't know, he is our CCO, Chief Creative Officer, and also I call you Editor-in-Chief as well.
It's true.
I think
I still am.
Yes, you get the co-credit.
Yes.
I think you like the CCO one.
I'm
better,
a double
though.
hyphenate. I do like CCO better.
Yeah, it is.
It's a higher
better
position.
Title. It's a better title. Like, yeah.
It's more encompassing.
But you don't mind if I call you Editor-in-Chief as
No,
well,
I'm
because
also doing
because
that.
you do that.
Yes.
You earned that.
That's
a medal. That's
Well, I started with the company as the, hey, we need a website. Will you be the editor-in-chief? And then as responsibilities grew, I kind of grew into having deserving of another title, which is awesome.
Exactly.
My mom is very proud. I'm working hard.
Oh, your mom. Your mom's adorable.
Oh, thank you. Hi, Mom.
She got to go to Ellen.
She did. We took her to Ellen. She was, you know what? She went in like, I love Ellen. And she left and she was like, Ellen's fine. she's like, I didn't really love all the questions that she asked. She talked too much about Home Alone, if you ask me. I'm not impressed. So I was like, all right, well,
wow.
There you go, Ellen.
I'm so glad to lower your mom's opinion of Ellen.
Yeah, we did that.
Yeah,
congratulations.
We did that
together.
Fucking high five right there.
Exactly. So I have a question before we get to the Twitter questions.
Okay. So we have a
in-house question.
Our first in-house question.
How
You're
are
fired.
how are you enjoying solo hosting a podcast?
So far, so great.
Yeah.
No, I mean, that almost doesn't come out right because of the, listen, loved playing with Matt and all that stuff. Matt's great.
We both love Matt. He's one of my closest friends. He's off
great.
doing his own thing and having adventures.
If anything, it's actually been weirder.
That's what I'm asking.
Yeah,
how has it been? You've had no one to really bounce off.
I don't have a foil.
Yeah.
It's kind of nice to have a foil.
Yeah.
But it's so far so interesting.
The Sawa episode was good. The Pizza Underground stuff I thought went really well.
Yeah,
so.
I had no idea about the pizza stuff because we were all about like 8 bottles of champagne into that.
Oh, it doesn't come off like that, really.
Oh yeah,
everyone sounds fine.
Well, that's one thing about the Pizza Underground. We hold our liquor.
That should be a pull quote on your your first album release. we hold our liquor.
Hold our liquor. But no, it's been good. Sometimes I'm just it'd be nice to have a Meredith Vieira character, like around here. But it's not like Matt was that either.
No,
so,
it was a different vibe.
Yeah, he was a Joy Behar.
and there's nothing to say. I mean, I think as people will hear going forward, this will be a lot less structured than the last version of the podcast was. So there's nothing to say that more of these won't pop up in between interview shows and in between weird sketch shows.
It was becoming very interviewee kind of thing. And it's kind of like, no, I kind of like...
So we came back with 2 interview episodes.
Yeah, exactly. Wait, let's open it with some interview. Well, I didn't really feel like... I mean, there were certain times during the PU, the Pizza Underground stuff, where I felt like, it was like I was trying to keep the flow going with questions,
right.
But at the same time, it's like I realized during that one, I was like, I am not an interviewer.
Yeah,
I'm no Ellen.
You like the conversation more.
I think that's
really
capturing
the conversation.
That's really what kind of it's what it's kind of supposed to be. I mean, I always kind of feel like podcast should just be people. People just talking, and there happen to be microphones there.
Sure.
That's kind of my philosophy going towards this whole thing. And with that said, I was like, let's do a theme episode.
Let's do a themed episode.
Let's
get back to it.
Well, because, because, listen, we got to give you guys something on a weekly basis.
Yeah. Well, listen, we have a quota to fill.
We had a quota to fill.
We have no time to mess around.
And Shawn was like, pretty please, let's do a freaking podcast because we're way behind. And so he actually said, pretty please.
I did. I texted it to you.
Yeah, I know. You didn't say it. You texted it. Yeah.
So, okay. First question comes from at Ian Scoto, who wants to know, what is your favorite song by the King of Pop?
King of Pop. We're talking about Prince, right?
Prince.
Yeah, Prince.
Yeah. What's your favorite Prince song?
Because I like When Doves Cry. I think that might be my favorite.
Yeah.
No.
No. What's your favorite Michael song?
Gosh,
it can't be the one that you're in the video for.
Well, fuck. That's what I was about to say.
No, it can't be that.
I was about to say.
No, pick a song that you like.
I was going to pick the easy one.
Pick a song you genuinely. What is like your favorite? What gets your?
It's one of those things where, to be honest, I don't listen to a lot of his stuff.
Okay.
At least on the reg.
Sure.
But every time I hear it, I always shake my head and kind of go like, "Holy shit, this shit's great!"
Amazing.
Like I have to keep on being reminded by life how fucking great.
Same.
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah.
When I hear any of his songs, I like his early stuff a lot. Like the more 70s stuff. I really like that stuff.
Don't stop till you get enough.
Yeah,
like the disco-y kind of things.
Stuff. I mean, I love like all of every one of his hits were hits for a reason. But the disco-y stuff is so good to me.
Yeah. The off the wall stuff is pretty amazing.
Yep.
I like Can You Feel It by the Jacksons.
Oh yeah.
Yes, you know that one.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Well, I mean, his early stuff is very similar to the Jacksons and the Jackson 5 stuff. So there's a lot of that so disco feels
that
great.
That one was fun. I was like Man in the Mirror, and I just heard that maybe about a month or so ago in a car, and I was like, oh yeah, I forgot how much I loved this when I was like 9.
Yeah.
So but honestly, it's I don't necessarily have a favorite per se.
Okay.
But I mean, listen, I love the whole man's catalog. Let's put it that way.
All right, asked and answered. Favorite. This is at F Scoopers wants to know.
Thanks, Scoopers.
Favorite wrestler growing up.
Oh, Ultimate Warrior.
Hands down.
Hands down. He was like, he's fucking amazing. Just anyone in one of you guys want to like YouTube the Ultimate Warrior. And Ultimate Warrior promo or promos, you won't be disappointed. He was, he was amazing because nothing he said made any sense.
Never.
And
he was crazy.
He was crazy. Yeah. And as he got me into wrestling. Like that was the thing. Yeah. I watched Ultimate Warrior, and he was the shit. Yeah, I watched him on his rise to beating Hogan, and that's what pickled my tank.
I was a huge Ultimate Warrior fan also.
I was going to say, because what were your age ranges when it came to wrestling?
Like about the same as you. You and I, when people start to talk anything past like early 2000s, they lose me a little bit. But man, from like, I would say when I was like 7 or 8 years old.
So that 88, 89, 90.
And then I started going back and I would watch first WrestleManias.
Who got you into it? Like, I mean, Macho Man's promos were great and he was great in the ring. Like, I mean, who got you into it? Honky Tonk Man?
I hate saying it now, but Hogan got me in.
Really? Like, you marked
Hogan.
for him?
I marked for Hogan. Shield? Hogan was amazing. I marked big time for Hogan, and then Ultimate Warrior was like a quick
Yep.
second. And I remember waiting years and years for their final, like their big showdown, which finally happened
WrestleMania 6.
on my birthday. Like we had a birthday party on WrestleMania 6, and we like ordered the pay-per-view and had all my friends over.
That's cute.
My parents moved all the furniture out of the living room so we could fake wrestle in the living room.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I'm jealous of your parents.
Yeah, no, they were great. I loved, it was like we weren't like at home tabletop.
No,
breaking
you
or anything.
weren't backyard wrestling.
we were
like,
fake-
you weren't crashing through cardboard
pretend
boxes.
choke slamming each other. So that was fun. And yeah, I mean, also I really loved the Legion of Doom when I was a kid a lot.
Because I mean, they had the coolest look. Yeah, and it's also like I love how one had the mohawk and the other one had the reverse mohawk.
And then there was the fabled third who was there and then gone for a while.
Yes.
But when there was 3, that was when I first was introduced to them. And Demolition, it was them versus Demolition. Also
Demolition was the one who
members.
definitely had the 3.
Yeah.
Axe, Smash, and Crush.
Yep.
Yeah,
the Legion of Doom had Hawk, Animal, and then there was, I forget the guy's name, who was their third briefly.
Oh, I mean, who wrestled with them, or was their manager?
Was their third when they wrestled, when they took on, I think it was at a Survivor Series.
You're talking about Ahmed Johnson?
Was
black
it?
dude. There was a black dude who had they gave him the elbow pads and everything. Yeah, that was and he looked great too. Apparently, also this might just be like a fake story. Apparently, Ahmed Johnson stole the shoulder pads and didn't give them back.
Really?
Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah,
well, that's like you taking something from a set.
I
right?
know,
like,
but still,
give me these.
but at the same time, it's like no, we paid those out of our own pocket.
Do you think they did back then, or do you think WWE
totally.
was paying?
These guys totally paid out of their own pocket for this bullshit.
That sucks. Well, that sucks.
Yeah, but whatever.
Right, well, so give them back.
bless.
Ahmed Johnson, if you're listening.
Yeah, Ahmed Johnson.
Please give Legion of Doom their shoulder pads back. All right, so let's see what else we got here. That's stupid.
Yeah.
Can I call out the stupid people?
Let's see. Yeah, it's great because Shawn's actually like scrolling through the Twitter and just going so you actually can physically I can physically see him doing this. Mm-hmm. You're like, that's stupid.
Here we
that's
go.
stupid.
This is a great one. This is at Ziffo, which is like 4 O's. Ziffo, would you rather have fingers for hair or hair for fingers?
Okay, that's really gnarly to visualize.
Yeah, it's gross. The fingers one creeps me out for some reason.
Yeah, you have a finger issue?
Well, just hair. Imagine just hair coming out of where your knuckles
that's
are.
why I take fingers for hair because I'd like to be able to still use my hands. If I had hair for fingers, like come on, like I wouldn't be able to like hold a toothbrush.
Right. Because we're assuming that this is just normal. It behaves like normal
Whereas
hair.
if I had fingers for hair, I could hold my toothbrush 20 different ways.
What if you could curl the hairs that were your fingers? Like move them like Medusa from
You mean just
Inhumans?
put some pomade in them?
No, what if you could like control them like you control your fingers, but it's thousands of little hairs? That's
like Medusa's
terrifying.
status. Like, That's creepy.
Still creepy.
Honestly, I could always wear a hat. I think it's
True.
weird. It's weirder to wear gloves all the time than wearing a hat all the time.
All right.
Like, if I wore a hat all the time, people wouldn't really even notice. If I wore gloves all the time, everyone would think I was a serial killer of some sort.
All right. Well, there you have it.
Yeah.
There you go.
And also, again, I could do so many things with like individual fingers in my head.
Yeah.
That would actually wouldn't be so bad.
That's true.
Yeah, I could store everything under my hat.
You'd be crazy in
Yeah,
bed.
yeah. Are you kidding me? Like, I could do so many things with the ladies or my ladies.
Guys, whatever.
Yeah, whatever floats your boat, bro. Yes. With just the back of my head. That I can work with that.
Right.
And also, I could you really go finger balding?
No. Well, that would be gross. Like
That would be really gross. They start
withering
withering away and falling off.
You have a bunch of like browning, like decaying
just
fingers
falling off.
And you're like, I don't want to shave. I don't want to pull them because then I heard you lose more.
I don't want to go finger balding. I don't know why.
It sounds weird. Finger balding.
It is Louis Prada with our meditation minute. So everyone, welcome Louis Prada.
Hello, and welcome to Meditation Minute. I'm your guide, Louis Prada. I'm happy you've joined us today as we embark on a journey toward the Isle of Serenity. Before we begin, I'd like to thank you, the listener, for your continued support to keep these guided meditations unsullied by advertisers. To you, I offer a solemn bow. I want you to imagine a glowing orb of energy in your chest that radiates throughout your body, filling every muscle, every tendon, every atom with the strength to overcome any obstacle. That energy is fueled by the delicious, ready-to-make meals provided by Blue Apron. Blue Apron, a better way to cook. Now imagine a breeze blowing through your hair. It's cool and crisp. It's whispering playfully in your ear. Listen closely. What's it saying? It's saying something about wizards and Voldemort. Because The Whisper is an audiobook of Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire that you got for free when you signed up for a 1-month trial at audible.com. Audible has thousands of audiobooks in their expansive digital library, including one of my self-help books titled Meditats, Meditation Techniques for Delinquent Children. I'd like to single out individual listeners whose contributions have ensured that this guided meditation series remains ad-free. We couldn't have done it without generous fans like MichaelStamps.com and a fellow from Scandinavia by the name of Casper Mattresses. Thank you. I hope this guided meditation has brought you the serenity you seek. My name's Louis Prada, and this has been Meditation Minute. Namaste.
All right. Well, that was a good one. What else? Let's see. What movie did you have the most fun filming?
I had a fun time doing Saved a lot because I didn't have like the biggest part, so it was like I wasn't working all of the time.
Yeah.
And also it was the first time I was working with people that were like my age. So it wasn't like I was
adults.
in every fucking scene and everyone was like 40 years older than me. Like I didn't have to do that. So that was a lot of fun. And yeah, the cast was really, really tight and everything. Like we had a good time on that one. So yeah, go watch Saved.
Yeah,
that movie's baller.
It's great. That's one of my favorites.
Yeah, that was
actually
a baller.
that movie I like a lot.
Yeah, like simple story, simple. There it is.
Okay, how about this is from Charmaine Bohr 74. Mm-hmm, okay. Do you watch Schitt's Creek?
No.
Have you watched that show yet?
Never.
It's
never heard of it, actually.
Eugene Levy's son is the showrunner, and it's got and Eugene is on it, and they played father and son, and it's about like this horrible family of like terrible rich people who lose everything, and the only thing that they still own is this town called Schitt's Creek. And they drive out to it, and he's like, well, this is the only thing that I own, so we're going to just live here and like build our empire back. Because they were like scamming the IRS or something. And like the show is about basically the town being like, yo, you're horrible owners and this town sucks because of you. And like, why would we even want you guys? It's hilarious.
Oh, it sounds
highly recommend.
No, it sounds good. Where is it?
Netflix has.
Okay.
It was a Canadian
of course it's
show.
Netflix.
Well,
Jesus.
It was a Canadian show, and then Netflix like ported in the first like 2 seasons, so we can see it now on Netflix. But I think it's on like TV Canada or
CBC,
CBC, whatever. Yeah.
No, I haven't seen it.
Well,
but,
so check it out.
No,
It's a
actually,
good
no.
show.
It sounds good. Sounds good. I'm looking for some new shows.
Good.
Football season's by now over. So yeah, I'm looking for some
Schitt's
things.
Creek you'll like, and he's like father like son.
How many episodes do we got?
I think it's like
One of those 8?
each season or 10 each season, and they're like half, like 22 minutes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It sounds genuine, Eugene.
Very much.
Yeah.
Very much.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. No, I had the pleasure of meeting him once, and he was very nice.
On what? Or just in?
No, I met him at an art show.
Oh,
And
what
yeah.
kind of art?
It was Martin Mull's art show.
Fuck yeah, you name drop art.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying.
Martin
Mull's fucking awesome. He's fucking Colonel Mustard. You kidding me?
I know.
And
flames on the side of my face.
heaving, breathless flames. Metal and
Clue, if you haven't seen it, go look it up.
Watch Clue, kids. Yeah. But yeah, no. He was very nice. He was like he actually called me a handsome man. I was like,
Really?
I was like, yeah, he flattered me.
Wow.
Yeah. I was just like, oh, cool. Like, yeah.
Eugene
like,
Levy or Martin
Yeah,
Mull?
Levy.
Oh, wow. That's so cool.
The Levs, yeah.
Is it Levy or Levy?
I don't know.
Well, whatever.
Yeah, that shit was genuine Eugene.
Eugene, yeah. That's rad. I love.
He was flattering in a weird way.
I love him. I mean, SCTV
He's great.
and all of the
American Pie. The first
American
one he's
Pie.
great. Looking at.
Well, and all of the
Christopher Guest.
Christopher Guest. Thank you.
Okay, yeah.
All of the Christopher Guest films. Eugene Levy's like literally steals every single movie that he's in.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
incredible. Even down to American
He can
Pie.
be big, he can be small.
Yeah.
He can do it all.
He's like a lot like Parker Posey, which made sense that she ended up in his sphere because of the because of the
that
guest
universe.
movies.
Yeah,
Because she's also like very versatile. But yeah, Eugene Levy's that's rad. I'm jealous.
Yeah.
I'd like to meet him. All right, well, cool. Good question.
Yeah.
That was
More Eugene
Charmaine.
Levy questions?
Thank you. Any more questions about Eugene Levy? Okay, here we go. This is Breathe in Paris says, not a serious question, but if you were a ghost for a day and you could possess anybody, who would you possess and what would you make them do? It's weird that her go-to is like, I would possess someone and make them do something fucked up.
I know.
Like,
that sounds
not
so...
just possess them to
I say that
live
sounds
their
so
life.
rapey.
Yeah,
I mean,
it sounds so creepy. What a weird question.
Would I possess and make
Who
them
would
do...
you
Okay, I
yeah.
mean, look, okay, here's the easy one. You go Trump. You go straight Trump.
What would you make them do?
End the shutdown.
Yeah, there you go. How about that? Start small.
Start small. Just end the government. Actually, I do a State of the Union address. That's what
yeah?
I would do. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just that, though.
Just that.
You
No,
wouldn't
just
do
that.
anything effective.
Yeah, I'd shout out to Kemi Mutombo. It'd be great.
You wouldn't have him be like, immigration for everyone.
Yeah, no, and straight up microphone drop. Just
Yeah.
like, bam. Yeah. Yes, I think just change direction on completely everything. Because, it'd be great to see him try to explain himself the next day and him like trying to like just say, I don't remember anything.
I was possessed.
I was possessed.
Macaulay Culkin.
I was possessed. I don't remember a thing. I never said that. So I think there's something kind of cute about like being on a world stage in that kind of way that I think would be funny.
That's really generous of you, too, to use your possession to like do something nice, too.
Well,
like,
yeah,
to
no, listen, I
reverse
mean,
his
of course I did in the
bullshit.
shutdown because that would just be like, that's good. But besides that, it's also just like, yes, getting someone to say on a world stage, like opposite of what they think, especially if you don't necessarily agree with everything that they say, which I'm being polite by even phrasing it.
Even phrasing it that you don't necessarily agree.
Yes,
Sure.
I'm being very delicate with that.
Okay. All right.
But yeah, that's
Cool.
I think that's a strong one. What would you do? What would you do?
Who would I possess and what would I make them do?
Yeah. Who's your daddy and what does he
Who's
do?
your daddy and what does he do? I guess I would possess. I don't know. It's such a weird thing to possess someone's. I guess to do something for good, I would.
Yeah. Who would you ghost somebody?
Yeah,
as?
I mean,
Yeah.
I guess I would like to ghost like the head of a movie studio and greenlight all of the movies that I know I want
But see,
to
they
see.
could always undo those things.
So I mean, so could Trump though.
Well, yeah, it doesn't matter though. I still made him say things. You know, like that's the kind of the fun of it.
Right, but it's still like, wouldn't it be news if tomorrow the head of Disney was like, I'm greenlighting the following movies, and then it was just a list of like ridiculous films?
James Gunn, you're rehired.
yeah. I'm hiring James Gunn. I'm firing the head of Marvel Studios. I'm putting James Gunn in charge. I love that guy. Also, if Les Moonves wants a job, he could come too. Like just to watch him
Spacey
explain
Weinstein,
himself.
come home.
I don't know. I don't have an answer to that question because I reject the premise. I would not want to possess anyone's body.
Oh, you say no?
I think it's
See, 'cause
weird.
here's the
I
thing
think
is that,
it's
like-
too invasive.
Because you're possessing their body, but not their talent. Because it'd be great if like
Right.
I could possess like Jack White's body and be able to actually like play guitar like him.
Yeah, but
That'd
instead
be
you
fun
just make
for
him
a
sound
day.
like shit on stage.
But no, exactly. I would just sound terrible.
Yeah.
Like So like
Right. Could I swap experiences with someone for a day? Like that's a different question. Then it'd be cool. Then there's a whole litany of people. A space explorer. Would probably
there's,
be
there's
my top
existential
choice.
consequences to that though. Like
Sure.
yeah. It's like cool. You got their talent, but not their mind.
Right.
But their mind is their talent. Like,
Yes.
So that's what I mean. Like
Yes.
it actually becomes like like a weird kind of thing.
Right, and then if your consciousness isn't in their body, then are you really experiencing life like them, or are you just experiencing life in a
it's
different
just-
body? And then what's the big deal? I mean, then I wouldn't want to be Trump because
but
then you'd just be
but
fat and farting.
Then I think that's
and-
kind of the premise of the question is kind of just like, okay, who would you want to fuck with?
right.
I think that's really what it is.
Yeah.
Like, wouldn't you love to be like LeBron James and you show up at a game and just like fuck things up? Like, wouldn't that actually be hilarious? That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, I think that's kind of what some of the premise is.
Oh, that's kind of fun.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Well, then you pick
like you're
the
just
best
the worst. All of a
one.
sudden, you're like, you take up for Tom Brady, and you're just the worst quarterback that's ever existed.
I'm like, I'm like, I don't remember much about football. Can you explain it to me?
Yeah, exactly.
Because I would be the worst person to take over Tom Brady. They'd be like, go to the end zone. I'd be like, and that is that way?
Yeah. Is that behind us?
Yeah.
Is that over there?
Okay, but which one's the beginning zone?
Yeah.
No?
See? Yeah. There you go. So that's what I'm saying. There's something kind of funny about kind of just fucking with somebody and taking over their body. And
well, if that's where we're going, then I would want to do like, I would take over probably Shawn Hannity's body.
Ooh, that would be funny.
And just report liberal news.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
I'd have on like AOC. I'd have on Bernie Sanders. I'd just have the most liberal guests, and I'd be like, guys, let me start the show by being like, I'm full of shit.
Honestly, I've just been.
So basically, you're saying we would be liaring someone. Really, it's
Yes.
the most fun use of this power.
That's what
is
I'm saying.
making them do something they wouldn't do.
That's the only way you could use this power, though.
Yeah, otherwise
is
it's
to
just
fuck with people.
creepy.
Like unless you
My neighbor's husband, so I could fuck his wife. Like that's just weird.
Exactly. So you have to have fun with it.
Yeah.
No, exactly.
Right.
No, I would love to just be like Tom Brady for a second and just like completely just fuck it up. Like there's something kind of really funny about that. There's something funny about being LeBron James and then just.
Well, this probably isn't something you necessarily like. I would spend their money. Like you have a bunch of money, so like.
So you just transfer all their funds to your account?
Or just buy myself a bunch of shit.
But then you wake up the next morning, they'd wake up the next morning with a bunch of shit that they don't want, and you wouldn't have it.
What if I sent it to myself?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
What if I bought myself gifts and was just like, I love this person now?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So you're technically stealing their money, though.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
I would steal their money.
So my original premise is that you're stealing their money.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I would steal someone's money.
Okay. Got you. Yes.
With most, let me
So
tell
you
you.
go Jeff Bezos.
Let me
pretty
give you a
much.
little insight into my world. With most powers that I would be given, I would be a supervillain. That's something my girlfriend and I figured out pretty quickly because we played that game, and like the first 3 times we played it, my answers are always like, and then I do this, and she's like, but that's just a crime, and I'm like, yeah, but I could get away with it.
Yeah.
And it would lead to money and power. So I think I am a villain of some kind.
All right.
So yeah, I would, like outside of like if I had, world-changing powers, then I would go the crazy opposite direction.
If you had Dr. Manhattan powers.
If I could, then I would just make everyone chill and fucking bring about world peace. That sounds great, But if I'm me and all I could do is be invisible, I mean, I tried my best to like do good shit.
First, being invisible is like
get a bunch of money.
No, when people are invisible, exactly. Either you steal money or you look at people naked.
Right, and
that's the only thing you can do with that.
Yeah, and that doesn't benefit me.
It's like flying. Flying is all you can do is show off.
Yeah,
that's all you can do when you have flying powers.
Get away with crimes easier.
Yeah,
I'd
exactly.
Fly away then.
But everyone's just looking up. Hey, look at that flying person, and you're like, yeah, look at me, I'm flying.
I could do this, and you can't.
Yeah.
I feel like flying.
It's a show off power.
You could like get women by like as show, but use like that would be the primary use. It's like I only show off to like, look at me, I can fly, baby.
And that's and again, there it is. It's a super villain thing that you just said.
Because then you're just like tricking them.
Yeah, exactly.
Because then you could still be just like your horrible self.
Yeah, exactly.
And be like, but also I fly.
Yeah, exactly. I'm a terrible person, but also,
hey, baby,
here I am. I fly. Oh gosh, I'm so sorry, guys. I hate to interrupt because we're actually like, I'm sure you guys are enthralled by everything that's going on in this podcast, but we have a news brief by Mary Tyler Most. So open up your earballs. Bam.
On this day in science in 1882, the first string of electrical lights was created by Edward H. Johnson, an associate of Thomas Edison. Previously, wax candles were used on the tree. Edward Johnson was quoted as saying, "Seems like a pretty fucking bad idea, right? Putting fire on a dead tree in your house? I thought, let's not do that. Let's do literally anything else." Then I did that. I'm Mary Tyler Most. This has been This Day in Science.
All right, so let's see. What other questions can I ask you? I mean, these are all really good. I mean, you want to go more? Okay. Geek Josh wants to know if you were tapped to being in a superhero flick, since that's what's popular in Hollywood currently. And we didn't need that editorialization there.
But thanks,
Josh.
thanks.
But thanks, Josh.
Josh.
What character would you actually want to play? Of what's left, I guess, because he's this is a world in which we already have. You can't be Captain America.
What's left even? Like, boy,
I mean, a lot. Do you want to be Moon Knight?
I think I should be a pretty okay Moon Knight, actually.
If they go with like split personality crazy, Moon
the
Knight,
actual real crazy person, like I think I could actually pull that one.
yeah, you know what? Yes.
Yeah, honestly, I think you might.
Well, there
I
you
think you
go.
kind of gave it to me. Like, yeah. Honestly, like, yeah.
But you're a DC guy more than a Marvel guy.
I'm a
aren't you?
Marvel
You're
guy.
a Marvel guy.
I'm a Marvel guy.
So even in the comics, you're still more Marvel than DC.
Yeah,
guy?
that's what I was raised on.
Okay.
Look, yeah, that was like not raised on. It was what I gravitated towards.
All right. So if not Moon Knight, who would be your second pick? Who do you? I mean, it's a tricky question because it's also like. This question involves also kind of deciding if they could make a good movie or not.
Yeah, no, exactly.
So how about
like
this?
I don't want to do a bad Quasar movie.
Right, so how about this? If there's another like the Million Avengers are all in one movie together movie, and you could be any Avenger to like pop up and be introduced in some cool way, and then maybe they do a spinoff, maybe they don't, but like you get to just play one like and then this guy shows up and it's me.
Just one
Macaulay
awesome
Culkin.
scene.
Yeah.
Oy.
What
Okay,
hero?
because I'm also thinking blonde.
Right? Because you don't want to wear a wig.
Yeah, no, just look at, and also like listen, I'm small and slender. Like there has to be something about that as well, that kind of thing.
Right.
I'd be Puck.
Not impressive. Right, yeah. Not very impressive guy. Average man.
Yeah, exactly. Like, great. I wouldn't mind one of the Great Lakes Avengers.
Henry Gyrich.
Yeah, exactly.
You just end up being like a guy.
I'll play Peter Dinklage. Not even
the character.
Not even the character. I just play Dinklage.
It's Macaulay Culkin as Peter Dinklage in the Marvel universe.
Yep. I think that's the way to go.
All right, so the answer is due to personal insecurities.
You know what actually would be fun? Long Shot.
Ooh.
Long Shot would be kind of cool because he's kind of slender and this and that. Like I have too many fingers,
You do.
compared to him.
But that's okay.
Yeah, I always
Gary
liked.
Sinise had too many legs for Lieutenant Dan, but they made it work.
It's true. Touche.
So,
there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Plus, I have all those extra fingers on my head now. So
Yes, and you have all those head fingers.
those head fingers. But no, Long Shot's always fun because, like Domino, it's luck powers and so forth.
Yeah.
There was a great one where there was X Factor Investigations. That's what it was.
Yes.
And they ran into a dead end in their investigation, so he just closed his eyes and fell over
lucked it?
and found a business card under a couch, kind of thing. And I kind of like the way he uses his luck powers.
That's some lazy but also genius writing. Peter
that's,
David.
That's what I'm saying.
best.
It's
I
both
think it was
lazy
Peter David.
and genius. Because how else do you really use Longshot's powers, like kind of thing? Like I mean, just it's a man who has luck.
Domino is very similar. Did you see Deadpool 2?
Yes.
They
I
did
have.
a pretty
That's
good
what
job in
that's what I was
Deadpool
saying
2,
before.
I thought. Yeah. That's really the only other like clever ways to really use that. Otherwise, it's just like that is like easy writing tool.
No, it is.
Like you either write Longshot in because
No, I mean,
need
she's
the
even
tool.
the movie she's written lazy.
Yeah,
and it's
you
still,
write
but it's
Longshot
still
out.
fucking great. So
Yeah.
So I think I could pull off a long shot. So
Not by a long shot. Hi-yo.
I saw what you did there.
You're welcome.
You used my words against me.
I'm here. I'm doing this.
I'm right here.
Okay, that's too much tequila, but we're gonna make it work. What would you do for a Klondike bar? Asks Corey6989.
Yeah, Klondike bars are actually pretty solid, to be honest. I actually do like them. I mean,
too.
I wouldn't suck a dick for it.
No?
No.
What would you suck a dick for?
Not a Klondike bar.
Like, is there a number?
How many Klondike bars?
Yeah.
Like a lifetime supply. Would you do that?
To be in a Marvel movie?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I can finally play long shot?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, cool.
Okay, what is, let's see, do you have any, this is Megan, I don't know, Meg, whatever. Megan wants to know, do you have any memorable behind-the-scenes anecdotes from My Girl?
I mean, nothing that I've not already said on the podcast before, or that I might not save for later.
Right, true.
Yeah.
True, that might be best brought up in a discussion in the future.
Okay, actually, I do actually have a funny one.
Great.
Yeah, no, this one I can play with. So
Okay.
we're doing the bingo scene, and so they're playing bingo, and they kept on hearing geese in the background, the sound people, the booms and everything like that. They couldn't, and they couldn't figure out what the hell was going on because like it was like a real background sound that was actually messing up the whole scene. So they sent some PAs like kind of out and about trying to figure out, okay, where are all these freaking geese and can we scare them away or whatever. One of the PAs found a KKK rally. And it was a bunch of guys in hoods, a flaming cross and everything like that. And now you've done some PA work.
Yeah.
So imagine having to walk up to a bunch of Klansmen and saying, hey guys, we're making a movie over here. Would you mind keeping this white pride rally down a little bit? Like, who's in charge here?
That's awful.
Who's your Grand Wizard?
That's awful.
Who's your Grand Wizard?
Did they keep it down? Were they responsive?
I mean, apparently we were able to shoot the rest of the night.
You were,
but yes, because
were they like, can we come over and meet Macaulay Culkin?
Yeah, exactly.
You weren't in Home Alone hadn't come out yet, right?
So it may or may not have. It came out while I was filming that sucker.
So it's possible they could be like, can we meet that Home Alone boy?
Can we? Well, I'll put it this way: I did not meet a bunch of guys in white sheets.
You didn't.
Let me just there you go.
Okay.
Yeah. But so yeah, there's a little anecdote about the behind the scenes that because once you get outside of Orlando and Miami and those places, it's Molasses Junction out there, man.
I'm from Florida. Can verify. Terrifying.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. I'm preaching the freaking choir.
All right. Let's switch to some
more My Girl questions.
No. We have some. Okay. This is amazing. Porn star Kendra Sunderland would like to know.
Yeah. Have you seen my work?
Do you like Home Alone 1 or 2 better?
Actually, I did watch both of them this year, and I don't normally watch them.
Yes.
I think
for research.
Yes, for research, actually. I think the first one's better.
Yeah.
I understand why people actually do like the second one better.
Yeah.
I did watch it. Actually, I watched it. I was by myself.
Were you really?
Yeah, I was by myself. I was by myself watching.
Great.
And listen, I here's the thing: is that some of those gags actually made me laugh harder than some of the gags in the first one.
Yeah.
But they wouldn't work if the first one didn't exist.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, the comedy of the first one is or the second one is predicated on you having seen the first and getting the joke that like, hey, we're kind of doing it again.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so that's why I think the first one's like, just like better and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's also because the first one we're flying blind too. We're just making the best movie we possibly can be. So
did you feel
some of the things that make like the second one funny, like or make it really good, like some of the cinematography and some of the music and stuff like that. That shit was already established. Same thing with the comedy and everything. No, it's a proper sequel. I mean, that's the thing is that you do the same thing, only you raise the stakes.
Right.
But look, if there wasn't the same thing to begin with, then the second one wouldn't have worked as well.
All right. Well, there you go, Kendra. Home Alone 1. Kendra Sunderland.
Okay, I'm going to look her up right now. Go ahead.
So his next question is going to be very distracted. So I'll throw you an easy one. Why aren't you Shia LaBeouf best friends? Asks Daryl Mott.
Me and Shia?
Yeah, why aren't you Shia LaBeouf? Why aren't you best friends?
Because, we haven't really crossed paths all that much, to be honest. I gave him a cigarette outside of an airport at 6 a.m. We took a red eye together, and we shared a cigarette.
Okay.
And then I ran into him at a coffee shop. About a year or so later, and no, just have not seen him since. And so, I mean, we probably like love hate each other, but it'd be good. Hold on, I'm looking at Kendra Sunderland right now. Hold on, I'm gonna mute my computer. There we go.
Yeah, we don't want to get sued.
Yeah, I just want to see. I just want to see who I'm talking to. That's all. Okay, I see.
Would you? Let's see. I think you've already answered this. Would you work with Kevin Smith?
Sure. Yeah. No, I mean, if we come up with something like fun and cute and stuff, sure. I mean, that goes for virtually across the board. I mean, except for Uwe Boll, probably, but
that's the only one. Yeah. Uwe Boll is the only one that you probably wouldn't work with.
But yeah. But other than that, like
if the right project came up, you would do it.
Oh yeah, no, and I'm sure actually, like we could probably come up with something.
So send your scripts to Macaulay Culkin. He'll do them
at KendraSutherland.com. Okay, I'm gonna stop looking at Kendra Sunderland.
Okay, this is an interesting question. This is from Nathan Keys. Nathan_Keys wants to know, what 180 sequel would you like to see? Example: a sequel to Shawshank Redemption about Andy and Red in
90s, but go on.
180, like degrees, not from the 80s.
Okay.
180.
I thought you said the 80s.
No,
Gotcha,
what
gotcha.
180 sequel, and the definition, I guess, of a 180 sequel is the sequel to Shawshank Redemption would be about Andy and Red in Mexico, but it's a buddy comedy running from the feds with hijinks and whatnot. So in other words, you go in a complete different direction from the first. So if the first one was them trapped in prison trying to escape, now they're out of prison and on the run, and there's crazy hijinks. So what 180 sequel would you like to see?
That's a tricky one.
It's a tricky question, right?
I mean, I'd like to see like an 8 heads in a duffel bag where you actually see the gore of him cutting off 8 heads.
Just like a violent,
Just a gore fest.
Prequel.
Yeah.
Where it's just like a horror movie, and it's just him sawing heads off.
You know that
putting them in the bag.
You know that classic 8 heads
Joe
in a
Pesci.
duffel bag.
Yeah.
yeah. That would actually be funny. I think. Just turn into a gore fest.
Because Home Alone 2, in that sense, is a 180 sequel. Because if the first one is you're home alone and the second one is you're alone in a giant city where you're not actually alone at all.
Yeah, but a 180 would be like they catch me and like
Right.
like get me kind of thing.
Right, that's true. Right.
Yeah, where it's like exactly.
Right, so the 180 sequel.
I'm together in a
Right,
home.
the 180, right, 180 Home Alone is it's just you with a bunch of people.
Yeah,
in the house
exactly.
Celebrating Christmas. Not much happens.
It's just a hearty celebration. Like, Jaws when the shark just gets everyone. Like, everyone's dead. Like, yeah. They don't get out of the water. Yeah.
All right, let's see.
Yeah, aliens when there's no alien. Like, that's a 180.
That's a 180.
Yeah.
Right.
It's just, everything's great.
Everything's fine.
We're gonna drop off this
Hey,
cargo.
look, some aliens.
Hey, look at us! Like, we're gonna drop off this cargo.
They wave at them. The aliens are hello.
Yeah, exactly. Because they're just space truckers. Like, I mean, like, they're just
They are just in that movie. Their job is just space cargo.
Yeah, they're space truckers.
Yep.
Like, yeah.
Yep. Space Truckers, also a movie though.
Yes, I know. Dennis Hopper.
Yeah.
And oh gosh, no, never mind. It's not Jennifer Tilly. We just forget it was Madonna's like best friend lady.
Rosie O'Donnell.
No, the other one.
Madonna.
Yeah, not Sandra Bernhard either.
Sandra Bernhard. Yeah. Damn it. What's your favorite color carrot? And do you think that the color affects the flavor, or are you just a basic orange carrot fan?
I'm kind of a basic orange carrot fan, to be honest.
Do you think color affects flavor?
I do not.
Yeah.
I feel like I do. It does in a minuscule kind of way. I think the white carrots are a little starchier, but I think that just might be a color thing. Yeah. Like the M&M kind of thing, where you think the M&Ms taste different.
But
it's
same
it's just the shell.
Yeah,
look at it.
It's food coloring.
Yeah, exactly. It's just food coloring, and food coloring does not have flavor.
No.
I feel the same way about potatoes as well.
Yeah.
Potatoes actually, like, they really don't have like a taste test kind of thing.
Yeah.
When it comes to the blue potatoes or like the purple kind, or
Yeah, it's the same.
It's all the same.
I do like blue potato chips better for some reason.
Yeah, the Terra Blue ones.
Yeah, they're so
those
good,
are fucking
right?
great. Actually, we
and
just
they
got
don't
the ones.
taste like potato chips.
We just got these ones that are carrots and sweet potatoes. They're fucking delicious. Yeah. Just like these like it's.
I will eat some before I leave.
Honestly,
this
like
place.
yes, yeah. Honestly, they're fucking dope sauce. Like that. No, they're for real.
Okay. Rolling with Max wants to know, what was the best day of your life?
It was the best day of my life.
Yeah.
It's when my child was born.
No.
I don't have a kid.
You don't have a kid, so you can't even do that one. So what was the real best day of your life?
I don't know, man.
Do you have a best day?
No, not really. I mean, I got plenty of days that I love. And
What's
things like that.
What is? I'll ask an addendum to that. What is like probably the happiest you've ever felt? Like, do you have like a thing that you can remember where you're like, holy shit, this is insane, and I'm like so happy right now, like work related or even in your personal life?
I know I do. I just don't remember any of them right now.
Fair.
No, for real. I mean, and if they were that great, I mean, look, I've had lots of great days.
Yeah.
Where I've been able to do some things that I was really blessed to be able to do, and hung out with all kinds of people and stuff like that. But I don't really have like favorite-y kind of days. No, I mean, look. On the other side of that coin, I also don't have like least favorite days either. Like, I can't say, oh, this is the worst day of my life kind of thing.
No, because
like,
it's so far. It's always, it's like, sure. So far, buddy.
Yeah,
just wait.
No shit.
Yeah, I mean, that's a tough one. I don't know.
That one's a little tricky. I mean, I know if you kind of gave me a minute, I could probably like come up with some things, but it's not an entertaining podcast.
How about a softball? Are you drinking enough water?
I've been drinking more water.
Yeah.
Recently.
You've been hydrating.
Yeah, I've been hydrating.
Good, because this person, Bazinga Mofo, was very curious if you're drinking enough water.
Yes. Listen, I chugged plenty of Gatorade. I mean, that goes without saying. But yes, no, I do drink a lot more water than I used to. So yeah. No, I get that pure, clean hydration in my body. Yeah, it'd always be nice if I did more, but I'll take it.
Yeah, I found that if I have water bottles, I drink more water for some reason than if I pour it myself.
Yeah, there's something
so wasteful, but also like
no, but it's true. Like, yeah, bottles are better than like a glass of
isn't
water.
that weird? And you have like a dispenser. I have one too, where you just like put your thing under the thing,
all
and
nice
it comes
and
right out.
filtered and everything.
Doesn't matter. I'll drink 12 bottles a day.
I guess it's kind of like a glass bottle of Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
Compared to like regular Coca-Cola, like there's something about a glass bottle that kind of like it just tastes better.
I prefer it than in the can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess yeah.
But I prefer fountain soda over canned soda or glass bottles.
See, I'll take the glass one, the tall
over fountain.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Do you feel it's because they get the mix
Coca-Cola
better in the?
Well,
you think because it's at the factory versus?
I mean, to oversimplify it, it just tastes better. I mean,
fair.
like, you know what I mean? It's that simple kind of thing. It just tastes good. Like, a lot of the glass bottles ones will have a real sugar cane in them as opposed to corn syrup.
Well, the
which
Mexican
is nice.
Cokes.
Yeah. Mexicokes or something like that. Mexicola.
Oh, Mexicola.
That's what they've been actually calling them now on menus.
Wondering where Mack's been all these years? Busch Gardens in Williamsburg, Virginia. He's been spending a decade living abroad in the old country, sampling local cuisine like the cafeteria lasagna from Italy, the cafeteria bratwurst from Germany, or a hamburger from literally anywhere. It's the UN of foods. While tabloids were searching Paris, Mack was enjoying Water Country, USA, where some people go to bathe. Mack has scrapbooked Band-Aids from tourists all around the world. It's related to stamp collecting. But how did he stay so long? It turns out if you keep a low enough profile and sleep in the perpetually empty show theaters, they just don't ask you to leave. Busch Gardens, the only amusement park created to sell Bud Light to exhausted parents.
Here's a question that gets asked all the time. Let's just put it to rest. What do you believe that your father did for a living in the movie Home Alone to afford that house and a trip to Paris for 14 people?
Oh, that's a good one.
This question comes in a lot, and it got brought up a lot lately because of the commercial. So what do you think he did for a living?
Okay, I think, okay.
Was he in the mob? That's the most popular guess.
I hear that. Here's what I'll say. I'll say that he's a partner in a law firm, like, a big law firm. And so his name
is in canon?
His name isn't a title.
Okay.
No, that's what I'm throwing out there.
That's what you're throwing out.
So yeah, it's McAllister, McGillicuddy, and
whatever. Fart knocker.
Douglas. Yeah, fart knocker. So it could be that because honestly, a super fancy lawyer in a big like high rise kind of place could afford that
house and all those tickets to Paris. Sure. Okay.
Because I kind of saw it as that. I think a mob thing, like a mob accountant, that wouldn't be that weird. Considering kind of how flip he is when the cops show up.
Right.
He is so flip.
Right.
You kind of just like if a cop is all of a sudden standing in my foyer.
Well, that's part of that theory. The part of the online theory is that like he's very dismissive of the police.
He's so smiley.
He does it. He's like, hey, what's going on?
Oh my God, get out of my house.
Looking me out. Because he doesn't want any trouble, and they don't want the cops there for that reason.
He also could be a really, really like high end, like a brain surgeon.
Okay, he could be a doctor.
Also,
Dr. McAllister.
Exactly.
But then you'd think someone would call...
But like the one guy who does that one thing. Like,
Yeah, but you would think someone would call him Dr. McAllister at some point in
there
that
you
movie.
go.
And
Okay,
they never
I hear
really
that.
do.
I hear that.
So lawyer I buy, because they're not going to go like, Mr. Esquire.
No, a guy like that who is the only doctor who does that one thing would totally want to be called doctor everywhere he went. Yeah,
even at the airport.
Yeah.
Mr. McAllister, and he'd go, it's Dr. McAllister.
Sorry, it's the doctor.
Yeah, exactly.
He'd correct his own children.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
Yeah.
Precisely. All right, so lawyer, mob
or also
is
like mob. I hear the mob
You're
part.
willing to float that mob theory.
Also could be a high-end accountant, which actually flies right into the mob kind of stuff.
He's a cleaner. He could be cleaning money.
He could just totally. Also, no, he could be a cleaner, like a cleaner. Like cleans up bodies,
like a cleaner,
exactly.
Like
a wolf
from Pulp Fiction.
Yes. He could be a wolf.
Yes. Okay. He could be.
Yeah.
I guess he could be. He like a little Nefem Nikita action.
Listen, he could be a CEO.
Right. He could be the CEO of any kind of major corporation. He could also be a producer of some kind. Because those
guys bring in some cash.
Exactly.
It's a nice house, but also it's affordable.
That house in Chicago, which is where the movie takes place, right?
Mm-hmm. In Winnetka,
is affordable.
Yes.
that is not.
It's sold for $1.2. That's what it's sold for.
Not
outrageous,
crazy,
guys. It's not. Honestly, he probably have to spend over an hour, 2 hours there and back. Going to work every day,
right?
Which is like what you pay for. That's the reason why it's so cheap. Is because you have to actually drive to work,
right? Because if he's part of a big firm,
so it might not
he's
be
in
the
Chicago.
Honestly, we should actually try to ask the person who actually owned the real house and ask him what he actually did for a living.
We should.
Yeah, no, for real.
We should.
For real. He's like, I was a dog catcher.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah, I was good at saving.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm a great saver. I use that one app.
I was a meter maid. You never know.
Well, this.
Right, let's do another one.
Well, this is we're working on it. Someone asked, "Can you reproduce this shirt?" And our merch department is actually already on that. We are working on. It's a shirt from the 90s.
We might have to kill the logo.
We're gonna kill the logo, and we're
Just
gonna
'cause I don't own that,
we're gonna
guys.
replace your childhood face with your modern day face.
Yeah, it's like there's certain things I own, certain things that I can only give approval to, and so forth. So there's only so much I can do about doing a childhood face with a Home Alone logo on it.
Yeah.
And by the way, come on, guys.
Well, I think you know what it is. It's the 90s design of it.
Oh, I know.
that
I
people
love
so
the Saved
that's
by
what
the
we're
Bell-ness of
That's
it.
what we're gonna try to recreate. Is you now.
Yeah.
With
I love
maybe
the
bunny ears there, and then the 90s ish.
The NBC 1991 Saturday morning cartoon graphic design is great.
That
All right,
we can work.
Let's
out.
do one more,
All right,
and then I'm because I need to pee.
Then you got to pee. All right, and then I'll wrap it up, I guess.
yeah. You get to wrap
I'll
it
wrap
up.
the show up. So many of these are just about Home Alone, or did you enjoy working on Party Monster, or will there be a Home Alone? No, I hated it. And fuck Seth. What?
Exactly.
Oh, here we go. All right, ready? We'll end with this one. If you could only make one movie ever, and you could make anything you wanted, what would be your dream project to either star in, write, direct, or all three?
Okay, I would say Infinity War, but they already made it.
Okay.
Okay, do you know what this is? And it's actually kind of...
It could be anything.
I know. Believe me, it could be... This could be a weird... It's weird or cheap or whatever. And I'm not the only person. It's Catcher in the Rye.
Really?
Yeah, you kidding
You
me?
love Catcher in the Rye.
Love it.
And you think you could make a movie of it?
No, I'm not saying I could.
But you'd want
and
to.
I can. I'd want to.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I could do it justice.
Would you want to act in it, or would you just be interested in
I'd be the guy who talks about the ducks all the time. I guess I'm that old. I'm old enough to play that part.
Would you
now.
play the catcher or the rye?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I play Phoebe. I play Phoebe the entire time.
No, but, would that be something that you'd want to Would you play a part in it, or you
wouldn't matter? Wouldn't matter.
You'd want to bring that to life.
I would hang the lights on it.
Really.
And honestly, I'm actually on Salinger's side, even though he was kind of a dick about this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Is that just don't. It's the story stands on its own. At the same time,
you'd love to see it.
I would love to see it. No, I'd love to be a part of it.
How do you think? What would your version of Catcher in the Rye where do you think you start that story to make it cinematic enough?
Like any story, you start at the beginning. No, for real.
But would you start?
You start at the school. You start at the school.
Okay.
You have to start at the school.
Yeah.
You have to see his arc, and there's so many important just scenes in that movie that look, you can't make a 4-hour movie out of Catcher in the Rye.
Could you do it as a
So you have to lose
miniseries?
something.
Do you think it would work if you did it as like one of those Netflix? It's
You mean like the NBC's The Stand?
No, but like oh god, no, like like if Netflix came to you and they were like, look, we'll give you, 5 hours, basically 5 1-hour slots to tell that story.
Yeah, I could do that.
Broken up only by the credits and then here's the next episode. Do you think then you could make that
I could
work?
do that. I mean, look. Here's the thing: is that it's one of those things where it's almost like the Star Wars prequels and etc. Is that you're gonna lose no matter what. Yeah. Like you can never make it as good as the expectations would be.
Yes.
So I would lose no matter what. At the same time,
You would include what's important to you in it.
no, I
basically.
try to include as much as the story wants to be included into it.
Yeah.
But after that, it's the story that you make in your head when you're reading the book is never going to be as good as the one that you see on the screen.
Except for Jurassic Park. That movie was pretty fucking
That movie actually was baller.
It's like that's what I saw was giant dinosaurs chasing people, but it was even
and it looks
cooler.
great. And you know what? They still hold up too.
Yeah, the first one
They still
works.
It still
dude.
looks great.
Jurassic Park works.
So I put dinosaurs in my Catcher in the Rye. But yes, also I think a big part of it would also just be flattered by the fact that I'd be allowed to do it.
Yes,
That's the part that would get
you
my
get to
motor
be the
running.
one who does
that
it.
I'm the one that gets to do it.
I often thought
That's
about
what tickles me.
That's how I feel like Peter Jackson must have felt when he got Lord of the Rings, and it was like, I'm the one that gets to do this.
I'm the one.
Yes, there was a cartoon.
No
but I
Spielberg,
get to
no nothing.
do it. It's me. I'm gonna do it. And then he was like, I'm gonna drag it out for as long as possible.
Apparently, he pitched 2 movies, and they said, no, you have to do 3, and it was great.
I would have watched 2 movies of that.
Yeah.
I would have loved 2 movies worth.
Yeah, I know.
And like 80% less walking.
Now with less walking.
Just less like I want someone to edit a cut of that movie that just takes out every scene where someone's walking and see how much of the movie is left, and I'm willing to bet less than 60% of the movie.
I'd love to see that with the Star Wars movies where it's people who aren't sitting.
Yeah. Any scene where someone's sitting
Get rid of
down.
the shoulder over the shoulder shots.
Yeah.
It's just nobody is sitting. If you just did that,
10-minute movie.
oh, all of a sudden, look at you turn 3 movies into 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you keep all the space stuff. And
Oh, yeah,
anytime
yeah.
anyone's
Oh, yeah.
running or doing something cool.
Okay. Sorry, I have to amend that. Sitting, but not in a spaceship. If you're sitting in a spaceship,
That's okay.
That's okay.
Because the spaceship's moving.
Yeah. You need.
What if, okay, but what if the spaceship is a Star Destroyer and it's not like it's moving at all because it's going so slow?
Listen. Planets are technically moving. So if you're
Yeah.
sitting on a couch, you're technically right now. We are rotating on a planet right now.
So in other words, if
that's
you're in
rotating
an
around the
X-wing
sun.
or a TIE fighter or a Y-wing,
no, you have to be in a spaceship.
an A-wing, you're
Yeah,
good.
no,
No Star Destroyers.
No, listen, you don't even get that nerdy. You just say spaceship.
Fair.
Yeah, that should be good enough.
Well, this was fun.
Yeah, this is fun.
It's good to do these, and we
Oh
needed
yeah,
one.
hammer this puppy out.
Yep, exactly. Thank you. Now the podcast will air on time.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll do social media stuff.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
Ready? Go.
Okay, I'm at Incredible Culk at the Twitters and at Culkamania on the Instagrams, and also I got BunnyEars.com, which is fucking hilarious. You got to check that shit out. And good, Shawn, you do more of that stuff.
And if you love Bunny Ears so much that you want to follow Bunny Ears only on social media, Bunny Ears Web, wherever social media is sold, and you can search us on Facebook, I guess, if anyone still is not afraid to use Facebook. Yeah, and buy merch.
Yeah, buy our shit.
Buy some
and
shit.
stuff. Yeah.
Listen, this isn't free. Like, this is free. Like,
Yeah, it's
this
free.
whole thing is like, Mack is paying for most of this. To be
Yeah, seriously.
So buy some shit, because otherwise I'm gonna just bankrupt Macaulay Culkin with my salary someday.
It's true. It's true.
And then where will you all be?
Yeah, exactly.
Nowhere.
Exactly. Yeah, no podcast, no nothing.
That's right.
All right.
Thanks,
I'm gonna,
Mac.
I'm
Go
gonna
pee.
go. I'm gonna go pee, guys. Thanks for listening to this podcast. If you did, all right.
Bunny ears.
And no thank you to the rest of you.
Find me, gag me, take me to the bunny ranch.
You are freaking lumberjack!